Peace Reflections. You are over here with Tarithia, and we have officially landed. You are with my crew. Go on ahead, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button if you haven't already, because we are over here talking about MK of the Ultra, okay? And not the Michael Kors bags that you probably think that I'm talking about. Now, if you are new to the MK Ultra world, then this can be very, hold on, reflection. I had a little echo in the background. We had to get that together, baby. Okay, listen. All right, keep playing with me. Keep on playing, y'all. Now, with that being said, reflection, that's just my crew. They over here messing with the electrical system. Messing with the electrical system. I told them to get that shit together. But you know, when we talking about MK Ultra, anything may happen, reflection. Anything goes when you are talking about hit the button. Okay. Now, if you are not new to my crew, then you already know what I mean when I say hit the button. Say too much, they're gonna hit the button on your ass. Get too much influence, you know they coming. You say no, it's literally an offer that you cannot resist. You get what I'm saying? Reflection on offer you can't resist. So with that being said, MK Ultra, this is a very serious subject, reflection. But you know, we're on YouTube, depending on which platform you are on, but I am also streaming on YouTube. So we have to keep it kind of cute, okay? But with that being said, I want you to know this is something that has affected a lot of people, some knowingly and some unknowingly, okay? Now, MK Ultra is a form of programming. It is a form of mind control, reflection. A lot of y'all, if y'all seen the movie, what is it? The candidate, the some candidate, y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't finna fuck up that word. You know what I'm talking about. Remember when he was becoming the president? And he had went to the army or whatever, reflection, and his mother, she used to have them code names. She'll say certain things to him and he'll just automatically go into a trance or automatically do what she want. The is it the Macrian candidate, some shit like that. I knew I was gonna mess it up. Y'all knew I was gonna mess that word up. Don't be talking about me, reflection. Don't do that. Don't do that. I ain't even rolled up or pulled up yet. Listen, we over here talking about MK Ultra. I said I need to go with a clear head. We got no listen, because I gotta have a clear head when we are talking about MK of the Ultra. Now, in the last video, we heard a lot of people testimonies who had been affected by MK Ultra. Okay, some people were famous, some weren't. Keep in mind, this is something that does not just affect the famous, reflection. Okay, now remember I told you in the beginning of this video, a lot of people were affected by MK Ultra and they didn't even know that they were being affected by MK Ultra. They just knew that they was having meltdowns, they was having breakdowns, they didn't feel like themselves, reflection. Keep in mind, MK Ultra, a lot of these people, they were projects almost. What it was, I mean, literally, they were being experimented on. Some were being experimented on knowingly, and some were being experimented on unknowingly. Now, keep in mind, MK Ultra, reflection. In order to program somebody doing MK Ultra, to do MK Ultra on someone, which is programming them, okay, you use the five senses. Okay, you can program them through touch, smell, taste, and sight even. Okay, touch, smell, sight. What's the other one? Reflection. Y'all don't start with me. Listen, and taste. You literally, so they can program these people, reflection, through sight, okay, through shapes, lamps, robes, triangles, circles. Okay, when you see certain people have on certain robes and there's certain colors, or there may be certain symbols on those robes, reflection, all of that goes into the programming. Sound, they will use certain sounds to make these MK Ultra victims, reflection. They will actually make loud sounds, or they will make certain sounds, or they'll, you know, make certain sounds with their fingers. All right, they will make certain sounds with their mouth, reflection. And sometimes they will just have certain things that make sound. They use sound to take them in trance, to put them in trances, and to take them out of trances. Okay, we're going to talk more about that in a different video. But for people who don't know what MK Ultra is, I'm just giving you a rundown. Okay, they use your five senses to program. Okay, you remember when they were saying that certain people were going allegedly to Disney and they were using certain smells, reflection, certain smells to influence people to do certain things allegedly. Okay, now they will use that. They will also use touch. Keep in mind, as stated when I first what I just said, when I said they will make certain sounds, reflection. They will make certain sounds. They will hit. You get what I'm saying? Maybe, the next person, they wouldn't pay attention to it. They'll be like, hey, come here. And they'll just hit you on your leg or something like that. Reflection the whole time. Nobody's thinking anything of it the whole time. It's a trigger to the MK Ultra programmee. Okay. So keep in mind, these program slaves, reflection, they have very sharp visual skills. They can hear real good and they can see real good. They can see better than a normal person and they can hear real good better than the normal person. So they have very auditory skills. Okay. Now, program slaves are also given covers. What do I mean when I say covers? Remember, I told you in MK Ultra programming, they have systems, and within the system, they put alters. Okay, have you heard people say that? Well, I have different personalities. Well, yeah, you may have different personalities, but when it comes to MK Ultra, these mind program slaves, reflection, they will have alters to keep people from reaching certain information. So if this person, maybe they're having a breakdown and they don't know what's actually going on with them, they'll go to a therapist. Now the therapist will try to get certain information out of this MK Ultra program, right? This program slave. So when they get in that reflection, another altar will automatically kick in. It's almost like a reboot. Think about a generator. When the lights go out and stuff like that, you have the generator to back it up to keep everything running how it's supposed to run. Think about it in a store. If the lights go out, they have a generator to make it sure everything is running smoothly in the store. It's the same way with the system. They will have other alters. So if they go to a therapist, if you have a program slave and you try to take a program slave to a therapist, reflection, that therapist cannot get anything out of the program slave because it automatically have an alter that will kick in and you won't get any information out of that. The only person that can get information out of a program slave is its handler. That's why they have certain codes. That's why they have certain symbols. That's why they have, you get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that for people who is new to the MK Ultra programming world. All right, so it's like that. So as you watch these videos that I'm about to show you, now that we talked about certain signs to look for in MK Ultra programming, you will know what I mean. They will use sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. All right. Now, what can be created can be destroyed. This is what handlers tell their programmers. They feel like they created them so they can destroy them. They feel like that they created them so they can destroy them. All right. That's what the handler will always imprint into the program slave. All right. So when you hear these people come out and they talk against their handlers, their program will kick in on them. Certain things that happen, they'll start glitching, they'll start getting headaches. Certain things will happen, reflection. Some of them you won't see their ass no more. All right. So it's like that. All right. So keep in mind that this information in this video can cause triggers. All right. So keep that in mind as we go through this content. Make sure to hit the like button if you just came in the building, hit the subscribe button. Because we're about to get started. I'm not here to waste your time. Let's get into some athletes who allegedly said, reflection. Now that I told you what mind control is, now I told you what to look for with MK Ultra. I'm gonna let you decide for yourself what this is that some of these athletes are going through. Let's hear what Mike Tyson has to say.
And you know what else Custom Model used to do with me? He used to take me to a hypnotist. He was a hypnotist as well. Yeah, and I used to go in the hypnotist motions.
What kind of shit do they make you do?
You know,
and how they do it?
You relax, you go under, you totally focus on blackness, nothingness.
Right.
And you go under and just being the savage, intelligent animal. You're just working. You're going to do this. You're going to be a ferocious animal. You're going to fight, punch both hands to the body. You'll use your jab. You're going to do this in ferocious fashion. And they seeked all that in me as I was younger.
And you were like 12, 13 years old?
Yeah.
Wow. So they're putting you under and just teaching you that mindset.
Yeah.
Whoa. Did he give you any advice on how to shut it off?
No. No.
He was probably like, I don't have any time. He was probably like, I don't have any time. The kid's 13. How old was Cuss at the time?
He was like 70.
So let's stop and let's talk about that because we can't let that go over our heads, reflection. Keep in mind, Mike Tyson said he was 12 and 13 years old when this was happening, right? When he was being programmed, when he was being mentored, whatever you want to call it, reflection. to become a fighter, a boxer. What do you think about all this? What do you think about the things that they were imprinting in him at 12 and 13? Now that I told you what MK Ultra and programming is, remember everything in this video is alleged. We just looking being nosy and shit. What do you think about what Mike Tyson said?
And you know what else Custom Model used to do with me? He used to take me to a hypnotist. He was a hypnotist as well. Yeah, and I used to go into the hypnotist motions.
Let's stop, because this is very important, and I'm gonna keep it going. We're not gonna keep stopping and talking through all of it, but we have to, for everybody, because everybody don't know what MK Ultra is, Reflection. All right, so he said that he went to a hypnotist Reflection at 12 and 13 years old to become. This was all a part of his training in becoming a boxer. Now, most people be like, "What? Why the fuck I gotta go to a hypnotist, a hypnosis, baby, in order to box? What does this have to do with me boxing?" Let's listen.
What kind of shit do they make you do?
You know,
Or how they do it?
you relax, you go under, you totally focus on blackness, nothingness.
Right.
And you go under and just being the savage, intelligent animal. You're just working. You're going to do this. You're going to be a ferocious animal. You're going to fight, punch both hands to the body. You'll use your jab. You're going to do this in ferocious fashion. And they seeked all that in me as I was younger.
And you were like 12, 13 years old?
Yeah.
Wow. So they're putting you under and just teaching you that mindset.
Yeah.
Whoa. Did he give you any advice on how to shut it off?
No. No.
He was probably like, I don't have any time. He was probably like, I don't have any time.
Now, if y'all have watched my video about Mike Tyson, remember when Mike Tyson had gotten that little shit? He had allegedly got into some shit, Reflection, and he came out and he was like, that wasn't me, that was a clone. Remember, it was a lookalike that had got into some shit. He had did something to a woman or some shit, Reflection. Don't quote me on this, but I had did a video on it about a year ago, and Mike Tyson, it was all over the news. Mike Tyson had came out and he was like, no, this not me, because I was in a whole nother state, and I not only was I in a whole nother state, I was at an event with a lot of people there, and I can prove that wasn't me. But the man that did the shit looked just like Mike Tyson, had tattoos on him like Mike Tyson, Reflection. Listen, if you don't believe in cloning, go look it up. Don't listen to what Taretha is telling you. Look this shit up for yourself. Okay, I hate I didn't even get that video. But I just thought about it when we watched this. I was like, damn, that all makes sense. Keep in mind, he was 12 and 13 years old, being prepared to become a boxer. Remember, Reflection? And they took him to a hypnosis, hypnotized, whatever, Reflection. They was doing hypnotic shit in there. And I ain't talking about the drink, Reflection. Hit the like and subscribe button. We over here talking about a little piece of MK Ultra now. We talking about just a little piece, not a whole lot, but definitely a piece of MK Ultra. Now, keep in mind, he said he went to a hypnotist when he was 12, 13 years old. This was all part of his training, all right? Now, hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already. We finna take it a little further. We finna go over there to the golf community, baby. We finna yes, Reflection. I told y'all I'm nosy. I don't just stop over there, and I love a good receipt. Why do I gotta tell you when they can tell you for themselves? Reflection. Let's go over here to Tiger Woods, baby. Let's go to Tiger Woods. Now, I know what y'all heard. When you think of Tiger Woods, you think about him being in that tree and shit. You think about him at the little sex classes and shit to get his sexual energy together. He was putting out too much sexual energy. He had to come to Mississippi and get his sexual energy and shit together. Reflection, okay? Now, with that being said, let's talk about some shit that we don't hear about when it comes to Tiger Woods. Reflection, let's go back when a little bit. I'll take you down. Let me take you back when. All right, so when Tiger was just a little tiny tot.
And once I'm behind the ball, I'm walking in the shot, I don't remember till I see the ball leave. It's a weird thing.
As a Green Beret in Vietnam, Tiger Woods' father, Earl, had witnessed PSYOPs, psychological operations, wiping soldiers' memories in order to send them into battle.
All right, now walk out there.
Earl wondered what would happen if he used the same techniques on his son.
Good evening. Relax. No fear.
He hired a military psychiatrist who could reprogram Tiger like a computer.
Relax.
Shut your damn mouth and keep on talking to me. Now, remember, Mike Tyson just said when he was 12 and 13 years old, when he was preparing to become a boxer and shit, they took him to a hypnosis. Now, Tiger Woods' father allegedly, reflection, I didn't say it, they said it. Tiger Woods' father took him to a psychiatrist that was reprogramming him, sound like a hypnosis to me though, that was reprogramming him like a computer to become a golfer or become whatever it was, his greater self, whatever reflection. But don't you think it's strange that a lot of these top athletes reflection, they all went to a hypnosis? So you out there working as hard as you can, doing your practices and shit, because they say consistency makes greatness. Reflection the whole time they ass is going to hypnosis and shit. Hit the like and subscribe button. Everything over here is alleged.
And once I'm behind the ball, I'm walking in the shot, I don't remember till I see the ball leave. It's a weird thing.
As a Green Beret in Vietnam, Tiger Woods' father, Earl, had witnessed PSYOPs, psychological operations, wiping soldiers' memories in order to send them into battle.
All right, now walk out there.
Earl wondered what would happen if he used the same techniques on his son.
Good easy. Relax. No fear.
He hired a military psychiatrist who could reprogram Tiger like a computer.
Relax. No wait. No pain.
This man was Captain Jay Brunzer. Brunzer embarked on a bizarre and extraordinary program to hypnotize Tiger before he played. In a rare interview, Tiger talked about how he would forget whole sections of tournaments.
What you think about this shit, reflection? Y'all know I ain't gonna never make no shit up. I'm gonna come over here with a good receipt. I'm coming with receipts, reflection. I ain't just coming over here telling y'all know anything. I'm coming with receipts, baby. Now, these two athletes have talked about that they was a victim of a little piece of mind control, a little piece of MK Ultra reflection, not only in the boxing community, but the golf community as well. We're gonna jump over there to them UFC fighters in a minute too, but y'all just hold on. We're gonna do that in a second. I ain't want to put too much in this video, but let's listen at an interview from a MK Ultra victim reflection that disappeared on fucking air. They was talking about their testimony. I don't know if y'all heard of Matthew Polly or not. All right, he was the author of this book right here. Matthew Polly, he wrote this book. You can find it on Amazon, I think, but I know for sure you can find it at Walmart.com. I think it's like $12, $13. But the name of it is The Murder of Time. It's called Making and Unmasking a Sleeper. It's all about MK Ultra. He was a MK Ultra victim reflection, and he ended up going on live, right? Well, he went on this podcast and he was doing an interview telling them about, you get what I'm saying, all the shit he had went through as an MK Ultra survivor. All right. In the middle of the interview, reflection, the phone went completely dead. They didn't hear, after this interview I'm finna play, they never heard no more from Matthew Polly. They didn't hear shit else from Matthew Polly. Now, a lot of people assume he was talking too much on the phone. A lot of people assume, keep in mind, these MK Ultra victims reflection, these MK Ultra slaves, they have trackers in them. They have real deal trackers within them. And you like, hell no, it's real. This shit don't even make no sense. I take you down. Remember, I'm gonna come with a receipt every time now. Hit the like and subscribe button, reflection. Remember, everything over here is alleged. Everybody, this can be some very triggering content. All right. So I'm finna play the interview, but keep in mind this can be a triggering interview. All right. So hit the like and subscribe button.
That MK Ultra ended in 1973, yet they grabbed you in 2005. What happened?
Well, exactly. From my bit of experience, I would say that the statement that it stopped in front of the U.S. Senate committee, the Church Committee hearings, the CIA gave testimony saying it stopped. That was apparently not true. In fact, my bit of research has shown that former deputy director Victor Marchetti claims publicly that this is a cover story. And you can read all about that at wanttoknow.info. Which is a really good site with declassified CIA documents. We also know, well, there's been reports of other people who've come forward, such as Kathy O'Brien, Kathleen Sullivan. There's been a handful of published books, like I have just done, detailing their experience after the date the CIA said they'd stopped MK Ultra.
Matthew, let's go back a little bit for people who aren't familiar with MK Ultra. And tell us about these experiments on humans and what they wanted to accomplish.
Sure. Well, I mean, it actually started back with the ancient Egyptians. They were using torture, trauma-based mind control to make slaves. And what the CIA's MK Ultra program is about is basically picking up from the work of Dr. Joseph, I can hardly get this last name, Mengele. Dr. Joseph Mengele was a very
a Nazi.
Nazi, yes, a sadist who was in the World War II concentration camps doing experiments on typically twin Jewish children. And he was really pioneering this torture to cause the subject to dissociate, which means that the dominant personality, I mean, if you get tortured enough, anybody tortured enough will eventually dissociate, and which means that it's a self-protection mechanism of the human mind.
Yes.
And when the dominant personality goes to sleep, what's left over is a very malleable infant, or not infant, but like a childlike presence that's easily hypnotized. And you have very little resistance to hypnotism once you've been dissociated. And so once you're able to be hypnotized, then you can be forced to repeat post-hypnotic suggestions, which are suggestions in the first person. When I hear two.
So let's run this down for everybody who just came in here. We're talking about MK Ultra. This is Matthew Pauly. He was actually an MK Ultra programmee, a survivor, and this was one of his last interviews on a podcast. When he did this podcast, he actually ended up going missing, Reflection, in the middle of the damn podcast. All right, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But let's talk about some things that Matthew Pauly said. Matthew Pauly also said that they snatched his ass up, Reflection. They snatched him, and he also said in order to be programmed that they would put them in traumatic situations in order to split the mind. Keep in mind, we talked about this in the last MK Ultra video. And or you remember they was talking about how they would put them in cages and certain things like that, Reflection, to split their mind. Okay, so this is all, it all goes together. Hit the like button.
Toots of an air horn, I will go and wring this person's neck, for example. And what happens is you repeat that about a dozen times in the first person, and at the very end they make you repeat a suggestion which says, I will not remember this suggestion until the trigger is present. And then you say it again, I will not remember this suggestion until the trigger is present. And you say that over and over again, and then what happens is when you come out of that dissociation period and your dominant personality comes back, you have no memory.
Okay, so let's talk about that. He said that when these triggers, keep in mind when these MK Ultra handlers, Reflection, they're the only people that can activate these triggers, right? So one person can come and do this same trigger, but it's not gonna work because that's not the MK Ultra handler. You get what I'm saying, Reflection? So that's kind of how it works. That's why they trust their handler so much, Reflection, because they have built that altar, they have built up the system, they've built up that bond. So when you listen at these people, you're like, well, damn, they don't know that's their handler, Reflection. No, because they have these people under illusions, they have them in trances, okay?
Just mind of the entire dissociative event. You have what's called missing time. And that's why I call my book The Murder of Time. Making and unmasking a sleeper.
Were they making Manchurian candidates, Matthew?
Absolutely.
That's the word I was looking for. Y'all remember earlier what I said, Macaronian candidate, Macaron, whatever he just said, that word, Reflection. That's what they were talking about. If you go look at that movie, remember when his mother, when she wanted her son to snap in and snap out, she would say certain words, she would wear certain colors, she would, keep in mind they play on the five senses. That's how the handlers keep them in check, through sight, taste, smell, sound, things like that, Reflection, okay? Now, this is another important thing. Remember they said the handlers can actually make these mind control program slaves, Reflection, go and perform certain acts within society. You do not have to be famous to be under mind control. They will have them, they will hit certain triggers, hit the button, Reflection, and hit the button on their ass, and they'll go out and do certain things, and they won't even remember that they've done it. Some of these MK Ultra program slaves, Reflection, they do it in their sleep. When they're in the sleep, what some people call astros, Reflection, that's really, it's something totally different, okay? It's something totally different. You're not in another world. You have now entered the MK Ultra altars. Reflection, you have entered certain altars, all right? When people are talking about these alien abductions and things like that, Reflection, some of that is true, but some of it is all a part of MK Ultra, allegedly. Highly alleged.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, there's been so many instances in history, and that we've seen where people are shown to be by the press and by the courts to be guilty of a crime that really doesn't make much sense. Why would they do this? And yet they are there, and then they apparently did it. That's the way it's sold in the press.
Damn, my mic went on. Okay, y'all remember Ezekiel Kelly, right? I did a video on his ass not too long ago. Probably about a year, 2 years ago, some shit like that. Reflection. Ezekiel Kelly, he was a man from Memphis, and his ass went around Memphis doing all type of crimes. Reflection. I mean, he was doing crime after crime after crime. He wait 10 minutes, do one crime, wait 5 minutes, do another crime. He was all around the city, Reflection, just doing all type of shit. But when I was looking at it, Reflection, I was like, damn, they done hit the button on his ass. Because this strange. I know a hit the button moment. When I see a hit the button moment, keep in mind, how many times do I tell you, you do not have to be famous to be affected by a little piece of hit the button now. You do not have to listen. That's what I mean when I say hit the button. I was like, you playing Reflection, you must want them to hit the button on you. You over there talking too much, you must don't know they'll hit that button on your ass. Reflection, hit the like and subscribe button. I say it in a playful manner, but I'm very serious. Reflection, you better shut the fuck up on some shit. Some shit, listen. Some shit you just can't go against the program. But a lot of people don't know they are within a program. So if you don't know if you within a program, then it's hard to beat that program. That's all I'm gonna say. The Matrix and the program, them two totally different things, Reflection. Both of them are systems, but it's totally different. When people hear about the Matrix, they be like, oh, okay, well, that's the MK. Oh, no. This shit is totally different. It's kind of the same, but it's totally different because a lot of people, they don't know that they're a victim of MK Ultra. Keep in mind, Reflection, these were experiments that were done on people back when, all the way back to the 30s and the 40s and the 50s type shit. Okay, this went on at a lot of different places. Okay, as you will hear throughout this video, hit the like and subscribe button. All right, so when Ezekiel Kelly went around Memphis doing all type of horrendous crimes, Reflection, in my head, I'm like, this a hit the button moment. Now, for anybody who don't know about Ezekiel Kelly, go back and research his case, research that, Reflection. Ezekiel Kelly, Memphis, Tennessee, he went around doing all type of shit. That is a hit the button moment. That's for somebody that's not even famous. I don't care what nobody say that was a hit the button. That was a hit the button because none of his shit he was doing that make no sense, and it was random.
Because if you're going to do an assassination, it's not a good thing if it comes off as it looks like, that it was, say, a systemic assassination. In other words, part of the government did it. You have to have it look like some, person who is usually tarted up with some ideology.
That's right.
Going right back to JFK. And so, I mean, there's so many of these assassinations where the person is tarted up as either a Marxist or lately, of course, Islamicist with the San Bernardino thing. But these people are really patsies, and there's actual professionals that are doing these killings.
And that's what Oswald called himself after he was arrested. He was being let in and said, I'm a patsy. And a lot of people looked at that and went, wow, well, MK Ultra apparently was researched at 80 institutions, 44 colleges and universities, hospitals, prisons, pharmaceutical companies. That's pretty widespread.
I don't think you heard what they just said, Reflection. Did you hear all these places that this was researched at? Do you hear all of these places that MK Ultra was researched at? How many times I gotta tell you, you don't gotta be famous? Hold on, wait a minute.
Exactly. I mean,
wait a minute. Let's run that back because we can't let that go over our head.
People are really patsies, and there's actual professionals that are doing these killings.
And that's what Oswald called himself after he was arrested. He was being let in and said, I'm a patsy. And a lot of people looked at that and went, wow, well, MK Ultra apparently was researched at 80 institutions, 44 colleges and universities, hospitals, prisons, pharmaceutical companies. That's pretty widespread.
Exactly. I mean, it's really daunting, the scope of this project. And in fact, here in Canada in the 1950s and 1960s at the Allen Memorial Institute in Montreal and also the Royal Victoria Hospital in Montreal, there were thousands of Canadians who were experimented upon using mind control techniques by Dr. Ewan Cameron, who was funded by the CIA. And still to this day, psychiatrists are not taught about that involvement, and they don't even know that this happened in Canada.
So let's talk about that. Keep in mind, he said psychiatrists, therapists, they don't even know about this shit. So these people are going into the psychiatry. They didn't get this to y'all in the schools. They didn't throughout the psychiatry school. This shit, they forgot this part. They forgot this part. Listen, hit the like and subscribe button. Everything over here is highly alleged. My whole crew, they smoking shit. Reflection. They be smoking and shit. Reflection. Listen, you gotta go do some research. But what I'm saying to you is, this is something that was researched heavily. Reflection. Did you hear him say all the different places that this was researched at? Now, when you think about that, Reflection, these therapists, people will go to therapists to try to clear off their mind. These MK Ultra who don't even know they're a victim of MK Ultra, right? So how can I help you with something that I don't even know about? I don't even have knowledge about this shit. Reflection, that hush, be quiet. You better not say shit. Hit the button. Reflection. These therapists, they can't even help them with this because they don't know about MK Ultra. They don't know that they are a victim of. They'll fuck around and misdiagnose you, talking about I'm not a doctor or nothing. But if you don't know about something, then how can you diagnose me with something that you don't even know about? Reflection? Shit. They'll say you got split personalities the whole time. No, it's not split personalities. They just got a whole bunch of alters. They are a victim of MK Ultra programming, allegedly. Some of them. Reflection, because keep in mind, you have alters. The stronger the system is, the stronger the alters are. If you go in there, Reflection, trying to, let's say an MK Ultra program slave, go into a therapist trying to get a little help, just a little piece, just trying to get my mind and shit together, just trying, because meditation ain't working. I'm just trying to get a little piece, baby, because I can't sleep lately. So next thing you know, they go in there, fuck around, diagnose them with insomnia. The whole time their alter has kicked in. Reflection, like a generator. That alter, they done fucked around, asked them some questions. That alter done kicked in. Reflection. Next thing you know, that alter is saying everything that it needs to say. It's not saying the true feelings of that person. The alter is coming in almost masking what that person is really feeling. Do y'all hear what I'm saying to you right there? Now, Reflection, a lot of people like this shit don't make no sense, Tarithia. What is you talking about? They going into the therapist and then somebody else jumping in them and shit, another personality jumping in them, so the therapist don't know what's really wrong with them. With Reflection, I'm just trying to tell you what's going on. Now, some people will be like, this shit so far-fetched, it can't be true. They're gonna be like, this gotta be some conspiracy made up fairy tale Disneyland shit. There gotta be some Disney World shit right here. Maybe so, but not like what you thinking about. This ain't no make-believe. Reflection. You can go and look all this shit up. Tarithia ain't gonna tell you just know anything. I'm coming with receipts.
That's the question.
It certainly does. I can definitely testify to that. I have made it my mission to tell this story because I believe in democracy, and I believe in human experimentation is ethically wrong, and I believe that false flag terror events are ethically wrong. So anyway, as before the break, we're just saying other events that occurred. In 2007, I just sent my book, unencrypted, across the internet to my editor, and I was picked up off the street, and I was pulled into a smaller van this time. It was about a 2-ton van. It was like a Ford Econoline, but it had a taller roof, more like an ambulance.
And when this happens, do you say, oh boy, here we go again?
Well, actually, this was what's called a snatch and grab, and you literally don't have even time to think. I mean, literally, as I was walking, I guess I was walking east on the north side of King. I saw the white van ahead. I thought to myself, don't be paranoid, Matthew. It's just a van. And there's a guy walking towards me at equal distance, and he starts cutting towards me, towards the curb. And so I had to go, closer to the van. And by the time he did this like 2 or 3 times, by the time I'm at the van, I'm within 2 feet. And then I heard my name being called, Matthew, and I turned. And then time just slowed down because I recognized the profile. It was Mitch, is the guy's name by alias, the American JTF officer, and that's one of his employers. And then the next thing you know, I heard a click, and before I could even turn, that was the van opening, the sliding door. I was pulled in like a headlock, and at the same time, a rag that was in an inhalant soaked rag was put over my nose and mouth, and I was dragged back into this van. I was unconscious.
Wait a minute, reflection. This MK Ultra victim survivor said that they had wrote this book, The Murder of Time Reflection, and next thing you know, they was walking down the street one day and this white van came up next to their ass reflection and snatched his ass up. Hit the like and subscribe button.
At this point, Matthew, tell us, because I'm confused of what they were doing with you after all these years, 2005, 6, 7. What did they want with you?
That's a question I've asked myself that many times, and sometimes I even think it's a cat and mouse thing, like a cat playing with a mouse. But I'm trying to be rational here. I think what it is I'm an R&D subject, and because I am not being quiet, I'm being noisy. They keep it up. They keep interfering with my life.
They're trying to get you to stop doing whatever you're doing.
Well, because
this show's got to be driving them nuts.
The thing is that we're on this planet.
Now, keep in mind, reflection, they don't know during this interview, his ass is finna, listen, he finna go missing clean through this interview. Okay, now keep in mind, didn't I tell you they have trackers in these MK Ultra victims? They have trackers. They know where your ass at all times. Hit the like and subscribe button, allegedly.
For a short time. And, I was raised to believe that, it's important to have a meaning in life. And I read Viktor Frankl's book in university, Man's Search for Meaning. And, he survived the concentration camps of World War II and noted that the people who survived, put real meaning into surviving. The people who didn't have a lot of meaning in life didn't make it. But that's not to blame them. There's a lot of people who had meaning and didn't make it either. But anyway, so I'm trying to do what's the right thing to do. And that's costing me a lot in terms of my health. And
Matthew, how do we know that you're not a programmed sleeper? Someone who, at some kind of code or cue, will do something.
Right. Well, okay, because I can demystify it and explain it to you. These events, that one was a forced electroshock event to make me shut up about writing my book. And they even told me just before they did it, you've been a bad boy, Matthew. You've been talking. We warned you. You weren't supposed to talk. And then zap.
Wait till they hear you on this show tonight.
Yeah, that was in 2007. And then 2010, there was I decided to post on an online site called Rabble.ca the 3 post-hypnotic suggestions. Because I thought, well, if I get this out, it'll be good. But that turned into a real problem. Anyway, they didn't abduct me, but they scared the living daylights out of me, which was the whole point. I was pursued by people with guns and stuff. It was very bad. It's in the book. And by the way, the 2007 event is chapter 1 of the book is free. If people go to the link on your website for the show tonight, and you can click on the book link, and there you will be able to find chapter 1 of the book is free. People can read about that. In 2014, I had just recovered my life, my career, and everything, and I'd gone through 500 hours of therapy, both from a public psychiatrist who's a specialist in treating psychological trauma and PTSD, and then 250 hours with a private therapist, which I paid a lot of money for. My career was back, and I was consulting to a big bank, and I was a team leader and an architect, and I was, I felt really good about things. And then I decided that I wanted to know how much they were watching me, and how serious I was under being monitored. And I laid what's called a false trail. I went on my web browser and I just surfed to the local Russian consulate website and to the hours of operation.
Oh,
yeah. Well, that met with a very swift response.
I bet it did.
I have graduated since then.
Now keep in mind, I told you they had trackers all in their ass reflection, not just in their phones and shit, but that as well, allegedly. So when he said he went and he researched the wrong shit, keep in mind when you see these celebrities with their hands over their mouth, when you see them telling shh, be quiet, don't say nothing. Allegedly, that mean they gonna hit the button on your ass. They will hit the button on your ass. Allegedly, reflection.
Tester of chemical and biological weapons, which has been part of MK Ultra all along. It's not just mind control. I mean, MK Ultra, what's called Monarch is definitely torture, trauma, mind control. But there's also all this biological and chemical weapon testing. So in 2014, on June 21st, I was fogged a block from my house, walking my dog at 7 in the morning, with what's called scopolamine, which is the #1 mind control drug. And NASA in 2013 had just developed an aerosol of this drug, which you have to ask, what does that got to do with space research? And the answer is, of course, nothing. Because if you imagine if you sprayed an aerosol at zero gravity of a mind control drug,
it goes everywhere.
You'd wipe out your whole crew,
yes,
right?
That's right.
So the outset of the show, I meant to mention that in 1945, the CIA Project Paperclip brought in approximately 5,000 or 6,000 Nazi scientists, mind control, and also rocket scientists,
including Wernher von Braun.
Correct. And the mind control ones went to the CIA, the military, academia, etc., research hospitals. And so my theory,
people think, Matthew, we just got the space scientists and the rocket scientists.
That's right.
We got them all.
That's right. We got them all. So I can only imagine that NASA is just trying to help out with one group of Nazis helping out another group of Nazis, because, I mean, basically the people in the CIA and the military who are doing mind control stuff need this scopolamine aerosol. It's very useful. I have been hit with it, I don't know how many, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, about 4 or 5 times now I've been aerosoled with it. Once in 2014, they did a scopolamine fog test, which I nearly died. I mean, I was unconscious in 7 seconds. My dog tried to revive me by licking my lips and nose because I'd stopped breathing on the grass. And he was injured, severely injured. And the x-ray actually is in the book. And he later died of his injuries. He got cancer exactly at that point in his ankle where he was slammed hard enough to fracture his bone a little bit. Anyway, then I got home invaded in January of 2015. I got home invaded in May of 2015. I got home invaded in October, November of 2015. And each one of these home invasions have involved torture. Oh, first of all, I get a spray can version of scopolamine, which subdues me completely, and it wipes out all your free will. In fact, just so people know, because people don't know this, that Dr. Camille Uribe, who is the head of the toxicology unit at San Jose University Hospital, said, I can give you a gun and tell you to go kill someone, and you will do it. So that's what scopolamine is. It wipes your free will completely. Now, you combine that with...
Now, how do we know, Matthew, they haven't used you already for something?
They have.
What was that? What did you do? You there? Boy, he's gone. They got him. Oh.
Hit the button. Hit live and in effect. Hit the button. They said, oh, okay. You got to talking about too much shit now. You getting a little too close to home. You said what now? Oh, okay. He think because he on a flip phone, track phone. He forgot the name of the phone is track phone. We got you. We been putting this shit in y'all face. Y'all just didn't see that shit. Hit the button. Hit the button on his ass. Reflection. Did you see? You think? Okay, keep playing. You think them celebrities just be putting their hand over their mouth and shit for nothing, huh? You think they just be talking about shh, be quiet. You talking too motherfucking much now. I'm gonna get away from your ass because you talking too much. You must don't know about the hit the button. You must don't know every little step you take. They'll be there waiting. I always feel like somebody's watching me. What you think? You think them folks just was writing shit reflection? Don't make me. They've been trying to say shit. They knew they couldn't say shit. They said, fuck it, I'm going to sing it. I'm going to sing it, and maybe the public, maybe they will catch up. Maybe they'll catch up, but fuck it, they want it to be mustard. Reflection. Listen, Listen, hit the like and subscribe, but I'm not finna play with y'all, okay? Now, this is an MK Ultra survivor. He over here telling his story. Everything over here is alleged. We don't know reflection. He just telling his shit and we just listening. Now, this is Matthew Polly again. This is his book right here that he put his life on the line for. The Murder of Time, Masking and Unmasking a Sleeper. He was talking all about his MK Ultra journey. Now, again, I told y'all they put shit in movies, right? Go watch this movie with Halle Berry. It's called Alice and Frankie, or Frankie and Alice, or some shit like that. Reflection. It's all about she was a stripper. Throw that ass in a circle. But she was a part of MK. She was an MK Ultra victim, and she didn't know it. Reflection. She didn't even know the shit. She having reflection. She waking up in the middle of the street and shit. She cuss some motherfuckers out and shit. She don't even remember reflection. She don't even remember reflection. They hit the button on her ass. They hit the button on her ass. Reflection is not funny. It's really not. But you know we on YouTube and shit. I got to keep this shit cute. Now, if you missed my video when I was talking about who is Allie Carter, this is Allie Carter. Allie Carter is talking. She's another MK Ultra victim, allegedly. Reflection. She says she went through a little piece of MK Ultra programming herself. She used to be whatever. She used to be a sex worker. Reflection. Okay. Now, keep in mind, remember in this movie, Halle Berry was a ex-worker. Well, she wasn't really an ex-worker. She was just an exotic dancer. Okay. But keep in mind, it was alleged that doing this research, they was using them to reflection to get certain information. All right. Now, if y'all have missed, I want to give y'all a preview of what I'm doing tonight. All right. So if y'all have missed the video that I had did, that I'm dropping tonight over there on Rumble. Let me give y'all a sneak peek, baby. Let me get y'all a little sneak, a little something. Just a little piece of some reflection. I'm not finna give y'all the whole lot, but I'm definitely finna give y'all a sneak peek. Because this is what we're gonna be talking about tomorrow as well. All right. We're gonna be talking about MK Ultra again. Keep in mind, they put shit in the movies. All right. So we're gonna talk about the movie Caroline, baby. Y'all know I love Caroline ass. You know I love Caroline ass. So we finna yeah, I'm gonna let y'all see a sneak peek of the video that I'm dropping over there on Rumble. Tarika Perez, definitely go over there and subscribe, okay? Because I drop videos over there that I do not drop on YouTube because they let me get uncut, baby. They let me get raw and uncut over there on Rumble, baby. So, I have to go over there. I have to go over there, reflect this little piece over there, all right? Now, let's watch this movie right here. I said this movie. Let's watch this clip right here about Caroline and how this was all a part of MK Ultra. Okay, allegedly a little piece of it. Reflection. Okay, now shit. While this loading, what y'all think about the interview? Drop in the comments. What do y'all think about this interview and that his ass went missing online? Reflection. In the middle of the interview, he went missing online. What do you think? They couldn't get in contact with him on his landline. They couldn't get in contact when they called his cell phone. It was going straight to voicemail. Reflection, like it was dead. What do you think really happened? Do you think they hit the button on him? Do you think he got to talking too much shit? Because it's crazy that it went dead when he was finna tell what he was finna do. Because I wanted to know, Reflection. You know I'm nosy. I'm nosy. Shit.
And becomes vital to her succeeding. While the cat appears to Coraline in the real world, he also appears in the other world, and with no buttons on his eyes, I might add. Furthermore, when in the other world, the cat can also speak with her. The cat also seems to know a lot about the Beldam and the world she has created. In this scene, the black cat shows Coraline how the other world is a fake construct created by the Beldam to lure Coraline. In MK terms, the black cat is showing Coraline the confines of the dissociative world. While the black cat appears to be of great help, he also tends to lead Coraline into the Beldam's traps. In this scene, the black cat leads Coraline back to the portal to the other world, causing her to dissociate again. So is the black cat helping or manipulating Coraline? The very end of the movie might provide an answer to that. After some adventuring, Coraline saves the ghosts by finding their eyes and destroying Beldam's constructed world. She then throws the key to the other world, which represents her psyche, down the
Okay, so I'm finna drop this over there on Rumble. This is, remember, with MK Ultra Reflection, they manipulate your five senses, which is sight, smell, touch, sound, and taste. Okay, so your senses can be manipulated, but if people don't know about how to manipulate the senses, then they don't know. You get what I'm saying? It's called a vision for a reason. If I'm telling you a vision, that means I'm putting what I want into your vision, into your psyche, right? That's why television is very important, and what you watch is very important, what you listen to is very important, what you put into your body, what you eat is very important. Okay, reflection, think about it. When you have a headache, you can light certain incense, and what's the name of it? Eclippius, some shit like that. Google it. You can light it up, reflection, or that type of candle, the scent, and it'll help ease your headache. I ain't no medical doctor or none, but I done tried the shit and it worked. Hit the like what I said, I done tried it and it worked, reflection. It worked every time. All right. So this is what I'm dropping on Rumble, the occult meaning of the movie Caroline.
Door leads nowhere. However, at night, Coraline is led back to the door and she finds out that it leads to an alternate reality. And it's also purple. Purple is the color of mind control, hence purple haze, whatnot. When Coraline goes through the door, she enters back into her house, but everything is slightly different. Everything in the other world is tailor-made to charm Coraline and fulfill her needs, which are the needs of all children, like receiving attention from parents, having fun, and discovering wonderful things. The handler therefore knows exactly which buttons to push to get a positive response from Coraline. Knowing that Coraline is upset with the disgusting food at her real parents' house, the other mother projects a warm and comforting side that her...
Keep in mind, these people talking symbolism. So most people who don't watch it, see, a symbol can mean a whole bunch of different things. Okay, a symbol can mean, it can mean one thing to me, it can mean another thing to you, it can mean another thing to another person. It's just what level of degree that you at, reflection. So they put buttons on their eyes because that's the handler. The handler knows what button. What you think? Why you think I always say hit the button, hit the button, hit the button? I'm saying hit the button because, yeah, reflection, it's a reason why they put buttons on their eyes. Keep in mind, this, most people think this is just a childlike movie, right? Okay, you know I love Caroline, but I'm just saying we talking about the deeper meaning of the movie Caroline.
house, but everything is slightly different. Everything in the other world is tailor-made to charm Coraline and fulfill her needs, which are the needs of all children, like receiving attention from parents, having fun, and discovering wonderful things. The handler therefore knows exactly which buttons to push to get a positive response from Coraline. Knowing that Coraline is upset with the disgusting food at her real parents' house, the other mother projects a warm and comforting side that her other mom doesn't possess by preparing a home-cooked meal for her family. In the other world, Coraline's father created an entire garden that looks just like Coraline's face when seen from above. This is another way to win her over, by tapping into her need of being the center of the world like all.
It's deeper than what you think, reflection. It's deeper. That television is a motherfucker. That television will get you. Hit the like and subscribe button, reflection. I'm finna drop this on Rumble in an hour. So I'm finna end this video. Hit the like button. Go over there to Rumble. Tarethia Perez, reflection. They said, Tarethia, your voice a little raspy. Just a little piece, reflection. But definitely go over there to Rumble, Tarethia Perez. I'm finna drop the whole video of the occult meaning to Surviving Caroline. Most definitely. All right, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button. It's November. Jupiter is in the building. Okay, I'm finna cut up. Let me stop, reflection. Until next